Hello everybody, Nora back again, and I'm here with my 20 most anticipated books of 2019. So this list is going to be mostly YA fantasy. Who's surprised? A bit of sci-fi, definitely some African literature, and I think a couple of contemporaries. So I'm actually looking forward to it because 2018 was not my best year reading. I fell into a depressive state late 2017, and it stayed till about June, about May, June 2018. Unfortunately, or fortunately, if you, depends on how you look at it, I had no idea I was in a depressive state. I just lost interest in everything. I was not reading, I was not writing, I was not watching I was not watching anime, reading manga, I was not watching TV shows. I fell into the go to work, wake up, hate my life, go to work, wake up, hate my life. And it was just this continuous process that lasted most of 2017 and um, definitely about 4 or 5 months into 2018. Actually, make it 6 months. It wasn't until June that I slowly started coming out of it, and I that which is the reason why I keep telling a lot of people that I rediscovered my love for reading. But it wasn't even just last year. The last couple of years I've been kind of all over the place like that. And usually I do not know um, when I'm in a depressive state. It takes a couple of months, and usually when I'm almost out of it, that I realize it. So for 2018 was not a good year reading wise. I did not really start reading again until about August, like July, August. And even with that, it was just like a book a month. That was how it was. So for me to make this video, it makes me so happy because I am legitimately looking forward to 2019, and it's been a long time since I said that about a year. So I actually do have a ton of books that I'm looking forward to reading in 2019, which is the reason why it is 20 books, not 10. And I'm sorry, okay, I'm done boring you now. So, my most anticipated book of 2019 has to be The Dragon Republic by R.F. Kuang, which is anybody really surprised? Because if you've been on my channel now, you know just how much I love the Poppy War. I can't seem to stop talking about it. Everybody who knows me knows just how much I love this book. So, of course, the second book in the trilogy is high on my list. I'm sorry, but I have to find out about Rin. I have to know what happened, what was the backlash, because I have read the synopsis, and all I'm saying is, whoa. I love me a girl with vengeance on her mind and anger in her heart. And so I'm just like, Dragon Republic it is. So yes, that is my most anticipated read of 2019. The second, and it's very close, the second most anticipated read of 2019 for me has to be King of Scars by Lee Bardugo. And is anybody surprised? One, it is Lee Bardugo. Two, it is Nikolai's story. Like, it's Nikolai's story. I've already pre-ordered it. So it's just January 2019. Okay, I probably won't get it until February, but February can't come soon enough for me because that book, I want that book in my hand like pronto. And I know it's going to be worth it because, once again, it's Nikolai's story. The third most anticipated book of 2019 for me has to be Spin the Dawn by Elizabeth Lim. Like, firstly, the cover. Like, the cover. Are you seeing that beauty? Secondly, it's described as Project Runway meets Mulan. And let me tell you, I love Project Runway. Nothing makes me happy like people backstabbing and trash talking each other as they sew their fingers off. And I'm always fascinated by the way they come up with the most unique designs to display up the bodies of their model. And that's what we're getting with this book. Like, seriously, she has to make dresses from the laughter of the sun, the tears of the moon, and the blood of the stars. And that was not meant figuratively, because this is Chinese mythology. This is fantasy. So I want this book. Is anybody surprised that I want this book? Like, she had me at spin. The fourth book on my list is Wicked King by Holly Black. And that's, okay, confession time. I have not yet read The Crow Prince. My copy of The Crow Prince is on its way, which means I should get it in like a week and a half. I probably might add it to my December TBR. I know it was not part of my TBR videos. I made that before they shipped it, so now I'm like, okay, so I'm trying to get through 15, 16 books in December. I wish. But anyway, I've not yet read The Crow Prince, but I have a lot of friends whose opinions I highly value, who love The Crow Prince. So I'm like, okay, I probably would love The Crow Prince. But what sealed Wicked King for me was this very tiny short excerpt that was put on Twitter. Like, it was just like 4 lines. 4 lines, and like each of the line probably had like maybe 3 or 4 words. It was a short interaction, and I was like, I want that. I want that in my life. So I am so gonna read it. I am so looking forward to it. Plus, enemies to lovers is my favorite trope ever, like, of all times. And this will be a book for the ages. I want The Wicked King. I want it. I need it. The 5th book on my list is Children of Virtue and Vengeance by Tomi Adeyemi. Certain most of us have already read the book by now, but let's just say this book has answers, or rather, I have questions, and I hope this book has answers. Like, tell me, did Zelia finally decide to kick Inan's stupid ass to the curb? Did Zelia and Amarid realize that they are in love with each other and then spend the entire time kicking Inan's oblivious ass all over the kingdom? Did Amarid get her throne and is she ruling like the goddess that we all know she is? Like, I have questions, people. Questions that this book, which still does not have a cover yet, mind you, can answer. So, I want it. Give me all the answers, Tommy. Give me all the answers. The 6th book on my list is On the Come Up by Angie Thomas. And I'm sorry, is anybody surprised? It's Angie, our queen, too. This is a book about a 16-year-old female rapper who has to prove that she's her father's daughter in more ways than one. Like, I'm sorry, you had me at underground hip-hop female rapper Angie Thomas. I still have not gotten over the fact that the Get Down was cancelled. So this for me is like an answer to all my prayers, all wrapped up in one. The 7th book on my list is The Night House by Lee Bardugo. 1, it's Lee Bardugo again. And 2, she gave us a tiny little excerpt on her Instagram, and like, I was like, holy shit, I want that. Give me that. Give me, I want it in my hands. Like, let me read that for you. Hold up. She says, Darlington liked to say that dealing with ghosts was like riding the subway. Do not make eye contact. Do not smile. Do not engage. Otherwise, you never know what might follow you home. Like, I already love Alex Stern. I already love Darlington. This is a book about ghosts, written by Lee Bardugo, a contemporary paranormal story written by Lee Bardugo. I'm sorry, and you all think that that is not like high up on my list. Please, I want that book. I need that book. Need it. And it still does not even have a cover yet. But I think it's coming out in like, I think October or November, which means there's a lot of time, you know, to get the cover. I don't mind. I'll wait. I'm patiently waiting for Lee Bardugo to take all my money, sir. The 8th book on my list is Descendants of the Crane by John Hay. Like, just in case you all have not figured it out, I really love mythology. Like, I love fantasy, but any fantastical story that deals with mythology just has me all up in my feels, which means that this book has me. I love it. All you have to do is tell me Chinese mythology, and I'm like, say what? I want that. I want that in my life. So I'm just Okay, I want it. Like, Asina of Yan, who is the our protagonist, is she lives for shirking her responsibilities. She's the princess, but she's like, no, bitch. And I'm like, Asina is me. I also love to shirk all my responsibilities. But unfortunately, Asina's father is murdered, and she actually believes he's murdered, and then she recruits help from the unlikeliest of sources, someone with all the secrets to help her. And basically, what she has to do is against the law of the land, which means she's like breaking all the rules, breaking all the taboos, just to find justice for her father. And I was like, this book has everything I want. Everybody has secrets. Someone has been murdered. A protagonist who's like, I do not want any of this bullshit, but she still has to deal with it anyway, which means she has to rise to the occasion. I want this book. And that cover too. Stunning. Stunning. Gorgeous. The ninth book on my list is Nightchaser by Amanda Bouchette. I'm not sure exactly how to pronounce it, but I think it's Boucher. Anyway, The Nightchaser by Amanda Boucher. And this book had me at Robin Hood in space. Like, I love Robin Hood and I love space. You combine that together and I'm totally and completely in love. Plus, you add that with a woman who is captaining her crew and is giving me all Killjoy vibes with Dutch. And I'm like, I love this book. I want this book. And then her love interest is all tall, dark, and mysterious. You know, just the way we like him. I'm like, sold. Thank you. I think this is coming out in January 1st. So, it's almost here. I'm looking forward to it, definitely. The next book on my list is The Girl King by Mimi Yu. Now, I'm a sucker for two women kicking against the patriarchy who will put a man in a position that is rightfully theirs. I'm also a sucker for someone who has trained all her life to be a sister's shadow, only to discover powers that, one, make her very dangerous, and two, has her rethinking that old sister's shadow thing. Because why be a trained assassin when you can be the girl king yourself? The 11th book on my list is Sorcery of Tongues by Margaret Rogerson. Now, this book had me at 1, librarians, 2, grimoires with dark powers that can destroy the world, because we all know that words have powers. Had in some sorcerers who are not all they appear to be, some enemies to lovers, and like this book is all like, it has Noria written all over it. I'm like, sign me the fuck up, Margaret. Sign me the fuck up. I want this book. I need it. I need it. I need it. The next book on my list is I Wish You All the Best by Mason Diva. I've wanted this book in my hand since I heard about it earlier in the year. This book features a non-binary protagonist with anxiety disorder who meets and eventually falls in love with a classmate of theirs, and it's said that the classmate takes them under his wing. And I'm like, I'm like, gimme. So like, I want it. I want this book so bad. I want it so bad. So bad. The next book on my list is The Beautiful by Renée Audier. Now, this book had me hooked by the very first sentence. In 1872, New Orleans is ruled by the dead. And I'm like, seriously? Wow. Like, I love paranormal stories. I love paranormal thrillers even more. And this book just seems like it's going to have my heart racing, set against the beautiful city of New Orleans, and I want it. The next book on my list is Here and Now and Then by Mike Chen. And firstly, the cover. Look at that beautiful, stunning, gorgeous cover. Secondly, I am a sucker for time traveling stories. Like, you have a guy who is from the future who has been stuck in the present for the last 18 years, building a new life for himself. When his people show up 18 years late to pick him up, because get this, he has another family in the future, a family that he does not remember anymore, a family that does not feel like his anymore. And all I'm thinking is like, drama, give me the drama. This book is going to be fucking fantastic, and I cannot wait to read it. The next book on my list is With a Fire on High by Elizabeth Acevedo. I'm telling you, 2019 is a year of books with great covers because that cover is beautiful. Now, it's rare for you to find a story that depicts a teenage mother in a positive light. And Elizabeth Acevedo is doing this like so well. Emoni is a teenage mother who's taking care of her daughter and her abuela, which my heart, and she loves to cook, and she's like fighting against all odds to be a chef because money is tight, things are hard, she has so many responsibilities, but cooking brings her joy. And I'm looking forward to that because I love stories that depict cooking. I don't like to cook, I rarely cook, but I love watching people cook. I definitely love reading about people cooking, and this just seems like it's going to be a fun read. And who knows, I might actually pick up a couple of recipes that I might try out because I don't like cooking, but I like experimenting. So we'll see about that. The next book on my list is The Love and Lies of Rationality by Sabina Khan. Like, Roxana is a 17-year-old Bengali Muslim lesbian. Yes, in that order. And all I needed was just that, and I was like, sold. Because this book it seems like such a gem. One, the cover is beautiful, and two, Roxana just seems like my type of girl. She has to defy societal expectations while not losing the love of everyone she holds dear. And I just think that it's going to be a beautiful story because she comes into her own through letters of a grandmother who I think has been through like a similar situation like hers or something close to that. And it's a story of family, of finding yourself, and I'm hooked on it. I want this book like yesterday. Next on my list is Gods of Jade and Shadow by Sylvia Moreno Garcia. Now, that cover, it's so fucking gorgeous. It's breathtaking. Like I said, 2019 is the year of covers. So anyway, I've always been fascinated by the story of Pandora, a woman who opens a box and releases monsters and afflictions that should have been kept trapped in there. Like, I've always found it fascinating. But this book is not about Greek mythology. No, this is Mayan mythology, and Cassiopeia, our protagonist, releases the Mayan god of death, who enlists her help to get his throne back from his thieving, scheming brother, set against the Roaring Twenties. And this story just sounds so lush and so beautiful, and I just want it. I want to read it. Like I said, I love mythology, and I don't think I actually have any books on Mayan mythology in my bookshelf at the moment. So I am definitely looking forward to adding this to the list. The next book on my list is David Mogo, God Hunter by Suyi Davis Okunbowa. Now, you all know that stories set in Lagos are my weakness. Like, all you have to do is tell me this book is set in Lagos, and I'll definitely read it. I might not like it, but I will read it. Now, this is a story set in Lagos, an urban fantasy story set in Lagos. You have orishas and gods and demigods, and it's just fascinating because our protagonist teams up with a Muslim teenage girl, the twin sister of a god, and another wizard to take down a wizard who is set on destroying the world. And I'm just like, sold. The second to the last book on my list is Other Words for Home by Jasmine Wanga, and it's the only middle grade book in this entire list. It's about Jude, a Syrian girl who has to leave Syria, her father and her older brother behind, and travel to the States with her mother when things get really volatile. Now, Jude has to get used to new identity. She never really considered herself a Middle Eastern girl until she moved to the States. She has to acclimatize to the States, but she does eventually start making new friends. She creates a new home, finds a new family, and it just sounds like it's going to be such a heartwarming read, and I'm totally looking forward to getting to it. Plus, that cover is beautiful, so beautiful. The last book on my list is The Gilded Wolves by Rationality. Now, I'm sure a lot of you know I love a good heist story, but what some of you might not know is that I love treasure hunting. Like, one of my favorite games of all time before it was upstaged by Assassin's Creed Origins was Uncharted 4, and Nathan Drake is bae. It will always have a special place in my heart. So I love heist books and I love treasure hunting, and this book combines both. It's a heist novel that is also about treasure hunters, and I'm like, oh my god. So when you have all of that combined with an ensemble that I think I am going to enjoy reading about, and all I could think was, give me a book after midnight. I'm a mess. Okay, so those are my 20 most anticipated books of 2019. So tell me in the comments down below, which books are you looking forward to? Are there any of the books I've listed that you also have on your list? Are there any books that you have on your list that you think I should absolutely have on my 2019 TBR? Leave it all down below. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and I make new videos. Okay, I think I have somewhat of a pattern because I'm shifting things around, but I think I definitely will be making new videos every Sundays, Wednesdays, and Fridays. And so I will see you on Sunday. Until then, bye.